Thin slicing the 1 meter board task. I've actually got a 1 meter by ½ meter board here, and we've gone through all the little steps that we've taken to get to this point where Boots will stand on it. So the first thing was to get her used to the narrow space where I'm going to put the board to start with, because I don't want her to get used to the idea of shifting her hind end around to get off the board. So I want her to be able to walk onto the board straight. So I'm going to put it between these high cavaletti, and the first thing we're going to do is just walk right across it, walk through. And note that I do everything in both directions and from both sides of the horse. I want her to be fluid always. Then we're going to halt on the board. Obviously you want to have trained a nice halt before you start all this work, a clear halt cue. So we're going to halt with front feet on and walk on off. Then we're going to halt with front feet on and back feet on, front feet off. And you would repeat each of these little steps, these little slices, until the horse and yourself were totally confident with them. Now we've got front feet on, and I'm asking the back feet on, and that looking really good. She lost 1 foot there, but that's not a big deal. Just ask her to come again to put the 4th foot on, and click and treat for each completed task. And I'm giving her a triple treat there because she did so well. Front feet on, and asking her for the back feet on. You'll notice that I've taken the board out of the cavaletti, and I've just got a little wee rail on the side nearest you. So we're starting to generalize and not use the props quite so much. And again, she lost 1 foot there. No big deal, still got 75%. Asked her to put the last one on, and she was able to do that, which was great. And again, giving her a triple treat while she stands there. And we missed the cue that time, so if things don't go well, just walk on over. Front feet on. Back feet on. Whoops, we went a bit too far, so we just went on over. And the whole horse on. No back feet on that time. Never be afraid to go back a few steps. If things aren't going smoothly, just go back to a former step. I'm going to ask for all 4 feet. And she's a little bit unbalanced there, but she finally got it in the end. And once the horse actually understands what you're doing, it's good to take it out and generalize. So I've got a new position here for the horse, and I'm basically asking for 4 feet each time now, because she's got to the point where she understands that's the key thing. And again, from both directions and walking on either side of the horse. Just take my time and give her time to get herself balanced. She's still missing 1 foot there, so I'm just asking for that hind foot to come on, and she did it. So that was click and treat. Not looking for perfection, just looking for the horse to understand that that's what we're going to do. Then we want to generalize even further, so I've taken it to another spot, and because it's a new spot, first walk her through the little narrow space in either direction and on both sides of the horse, and I put the board in the new spot. And again, we're going to just walk over it first. Oh no, we didn't. We actually stood on it. Okay, sorry about that. So I'm just staying with asking her to stand on it. Then we moved it outside the 2 rails and asked her to stand on it there. You can see she's pretty good. She's not trying to swing her butt toward me. She's staying straight, which is pretty important. And I'm just asking her, put a bit too much energy toward her hind end there, which is why she swung it that way. So that was totally my fault. Front feet, hind feet, wait for the horse to balance. Now finally we're going to put it out in the open. No rails, and hopefully she'll still be able to just stand on it nice and straight. 75%. Wait, ask, and she put them all on. Just about came off with that right front foot, but not bad at all. And I think she'll probably be getting a triple treat. I'm going to ask her to back onto the board, so I've put in some obstacles to stop her moving sideways again as she backs onto it. And she's standing on the board nicely, and I'm asking her first to back off hind feet. And she thinks she's not quite clear. Well, I'm not being clear enough that I actually want her to back up until I put a bit more energy in. And she says, oh, you want me to back off. So I just started with her standing on the board and then backed her off to get the idea that she can actually do that. And I ask her to come and keep her hind feet on. I think she's got one hind foot on. And then I want her to back up just to put two hind feet back on. Click and treat. And ask her to put the two front feet on backwards. And she got a little bit worried about that, so I just asked again. There, click and treat there. One of the hind ones might be a little bit off the board, but that doesn't really matter at this point. Ask her to come forward again until all her feet are off the board, and then ask her to back up, step up onto it, and hopefully keep all feet on it. There, that was really good. Click and a treat for that. Took her a while to get her balance. Now we're just going to use the board to do our stretch exercises. So that was a stretch to one side. So stretch around to the other side. So I've asked her to stand on the board, and we're going to do our various stretches. Usually do 3 of each of these, but I cut some of them out so it wouldn't be so boring to watch. So we did 2 to the left, 2 to the right, 3 to the left, 3 to the right, 3 going down, and now she's doing her tummy tucks. Do a couple of those. This is usually what we do for our very last thing. A rock back tummy tuck. That's pretty good. And another one. Sort of a horse Pilates.